Good morning. Okay, it's a little pre-dawn at the moment. I'm just leaving home, heading off to work. A different day than I usually head up, and I've got a slightly different job ahead of me. I'm working at the same place. I won't give too much away, we'll find out more about it when I get up the road a bit. It's a nice around 17 degrees, it's currently overcast. The maximum of 26 here at home at the moment. I won't be here to enjoy that though. I'm pretty sure it's going to be hotter where I'm going. So I've got a mosquito inside my car. Now I've got 3.5 hours-ish to go. We'll fill you in on what's happening when I get there. Hey everyone. Well, it's been one hectic freaking day. I don't know if I can get half these lights working. There we go. Don't know what's going on with this one. Okay, I'm in a different truck. I'll be driving this for the next 6 months. I can't really give you the tiki tour at the moment because it's dark outside, you can't see anything. I'm actually waiting for an escort to come and escort me in to site so I can unload. I'm actually on my way to Port Hedland. I'm just doing a bit of a detour, dropping 2 trails of fuel at a mine site on the way there. When I'm finished here, I've got to head back to Woburn, pick up my 3rd trailer, and I'm going empty up to Port Hedland. This truck's going to be up there for 6 months. I'm going to be there. I'm doing basically it's like a 7 on 7 off roster. I'm taking the truck up and I'm doing the first swing, and then my counterpart he'll fly in and take over from me in about a week. So yeah, home away from home, man. This is a Mack Titan. This is the truck that we used to have out at Gruyere. Well, I was out at Kalgoorlie, used to run to Gruyere all the time. There's a gold mine out there on the Great Central Road. Yeah, I used to drive this one every now and again when I used to go and relieve the regular driver. I used to do Gruyere prior to this truck being based in Kalgoorlie. I used to come out of Perth when I was driving the Scania R730. I'd bring a load of fuel out of Perth to Kalgoorlie, then I would unload that fuel in Kalgoorlie, reload other fuel, and then I'd do a week's worth of running out to Gruyere, week, 10 days, whatever it was. And then I'd shoot back to Perth, and there was another driver. He used to come out when I was sort of going back, he'd be coming out, and he'd be doing the same as me, and we'd just keep swapping over like that. Yeah. And then they decided that fuel consumption was ramping up out of this mine site, and we just couldn't cover it in the trucks that we had. So they put this truck, this Titan, with a quad combination on, and yeah, it just, all it did was Kalgoorlie, Gruyere, Kalgoorlie, Gruyere, out there Great Central Road, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, they eventually bought a new truck for the guy out there. So this truck came back to Perth, and it's done a few little bits and pieces here and there, and yeah, now's come time for me to take it to Port Hedland. I'm going to suffer in the heat. You've heard me complain about the heat. Well, Port Hedland heat, man, it's middle of summer up there, and it's hot. It was like 38, 39 today, and that was hot enough, but I don't know. I'll get used to it. I'll acclimatise, toughen up Princess a little, and get used to it real quick. Anyway, looks like my escort might be turning up. I better go. Okay, see you later. Well, it's been a chaotic sort of a day. I'm now northbound out from Woburn. I haven't got the Plains Find yet, so that's just up the road here a bit. All 3 trailers hooked up. I just haven't had time to get fancy with the camera or anything. It's just I've been under the pump a bit, so the job comes first. That's my first priority, and then doing this sort of stuff, unfortunately, takes the back seat. Last night I unloaded at the mine site I had to go to up near Perenjori, and a little bit slow unloading. I was expecting that, and it was a 3-inch hose. I had both trailers to unload there, and I had to wait 3/4 an hour for an escort to head in, and then I had to escort out, so there was a bit more of a delay. I called it quits at about 12:30 this morning. So after I got out of sight, I basically went to the first parking bay, and it's just a gravel pull-off area off the gravel road. So yeah, went back there and started my ice pack up, a bunk air conditioner, and it wasn't getting cold. And it was still like 35 degrees outside, 36 degrees, something like that. So yeah, I wasn't too happy. Not very happy at all. Basically just opened all the windows up, and I've got my little El Cheapo Chinese electric fan. It plugs into the cigarette lighter socket. I use that because this does have a couple of all metal construction fans either end of the bunk, but the bearings are shot in them, and you turn them on and they just screech. They're really bad, and I knew that from past experience driving this truck that those fans were no good. So luckily it was a last minute thought chucking that my little cheap fan in. Thank Christ I did. Oh, this is a nice looking parking bay. They built this one up. It just used to be a gravel little parking bay. My God, the water tank's there. It looks that, I don't know, it's just an ablution block or is, interesting. Used to be a shit heap little parking bay, just gravel. There's been some changes in the last 5 years. Yeah, hooking up the third trailer, I was surprised the hell out of myself. I haven't done it for 5 years. I haven't backed two trailers onto the third for 5 years. Ever since I've been doing fuel, driving for Trojan, I've not hooked up a triple road chain. And man, I got it real quick. It was parked in a really good spot, which helped a lot. So I could just come in the front, line up on it, back in. I just had to do a couple of small pull forwards just because the dolly started to kick a bit. I mean, you can tell looking in the mirror, you know, experience. I mean, if you've got the experience, if you've done it before, you know what I'm talking about. As soon as that dolly starts to kick, it gets to a point where it's not stop, pull forward. And you're very early on, you realise that you don't try and chase that dolly. If it kicks, stop, pull forward. You only got to go forward 1 metre, 2 metres, whatever, and you can come back again. If you try and chase it, you get all horrible. It's horrible to watch. I was gobsmacked. I didn't expect. I thought I'd be spending maybe 15 minutes doing it, but I was less than 5 minutes and had it on. And that included going down and kicking the handle on the bloody ring feeder and then pulling forward to make sure the pin dropped. So that was nice. That was a win. That was good. I just wish I wish I'd hooked the camera. I put the GoPro up there or something to record it. I thought, no, I'm not going to record this. It's going to take me a bit of time. I haven't done it for a long time, and I should have recorded it just to prove to everybody here that I'm not bullshitting. I got that really quick. So yeah, I managed to grab a shower at Woburn. Oh, my neck's a little bit sore. I've got to get the seat adjusted properly. I'm not right. I'm not good. I'm not comfortable. I don't know what I've got to do. Put it back a little, something maybe. Let's put the whole seat back one click, see how that goes. Just got to get it in that right spot. I'm not used to this truck. I've been driving the Volvo, the FH16, the Super Pocket for so long that I'm just used to that. And this is a 6-wheeler, so it's going to handle differently. It's a bonneted truck, so it handles differently. I've got different trailers on. I've got tri-axle trailers on, a set of quad-axle trailers. Everything's different. Everything reacts differently and handles differently, and I'm trying to settle into it. I mean, by the time I get to Newman, I should have worked everything out. And I'm empty. I haven't got any fuel in any of the trailers now, so it's piss easy. Don't have to worry about that third one swinging around if I bloody get things a bit out of shape or something like that. So I can settle in for a 1300 drive now, 1300 kilometre drive up there with just get used to it, and before I put a load on the triple and do the first load in this thing. Anyway, we're coming up to Payne's Find is 10 k's in front of me, something like that. I'm going to go straight past there. Mount Magnet. I'm probably going to go straight past Mount Magnet unless I need to stop to use the toilet or something silly. I'm going to have a look at the fuel up the road at some point just to figure out how much I've got and how far I can go with it. This isn't like the Volvo where it says, oh, you can do 500 kilometres with the fuel you've got at the rate you're using now. I haven't got any of that shit. We're north of Meekatharra. I've got about 900 kilometres to go, and stopped in Meeka, got some fuel, and visited the Shell Roadhouse, which is, geez, I don't know. I can remember when the Shell Roadhouse in Meekatharra had a restaurant and a cook. You could go in there and you could have a sit-down meal. Now it just looks like a boarded up and barricaded God knows what. But yeah, it's definitely not the most inviting place. So I reckon I'm going to hit Port Hedland or Wedgefield. The earliest I'll get there is probably 11 AM if everything goes perfect, but nothing ever does. So I reckon maybe lunchtime, midday. We got an oversized coming towards us. I'm just going to hop out and have a pee while these guys go past. Oh, there you go, you can watch that while I'm taking care of business. Was that fun? The oversize haven't been too bad. Right. The different hat. I figured I need something that's going to be a bit cooler to wear when it's sort of a bit hot and maybe humid. So this has got some ventilation. So I know my Pilbara does get quite sweaty under that at times. So yeah. What was I saying? The oversize haven't been too bad. Fridge is back there, mate. It's a pain in the butt. It really is. It's you can't just grab shit out of it while you're driving along. It's the one thing I don't like. What's today? Monday? Yeah, Monday I do. Alright, just keep all my pills in order. Nothing serious, more like just vitamins and health stuff and that, but and then wash it down with a can of Coke. That's really healthy, isn't it? Fuck yeah, let's go for it. This thing's got an idle cut out as well. So, yeah, I've had to pull over a couple of times so far.
Excuse me, get on, boys.
I bought a whole heap of zucchini up for the everyone at work, so I dumped them in the smoko room there on Sunday with a sign on it that says free zucchini. It is going absolutely berserk. Yeah, so oversize. I've had to pull over a couple of times since I left Woburn to make way for oversize, a couple of 8-metre loads and stuff like that. It can get quite bad out here. I had one of those little click counter things. I used it for counting pallets and stuff when I was doing the general freight. And one day I used it to count all the oversized loads one day, and I got 117 oversized loads in one day. When I was heading south back to Perth, and there was all these 117 oversized loads heading north, and there were all sorts of, anything oversized. I mean, it's outside the normal gauge of what we're allowed to cart. They've got to had to be placarded oversized and with a flashing light, and that's what I counted as oversized. Some I had to get off the road, some you just move over a bit, some it's just like, they're just a fraction over the side of their trailer. Doesn't matter. But 117 in one day. It's a lot. When you consider a good number of them were ones that I had to stop. I had to get off the road and stop and make room for them. I was a little bit frustrated by the time I got down there. You just can't make a mile, when you're constantly pulling over and stopping. Another morning of non-stop action and excitement. Nothing much has been happening. It is, it's 5:30 I think it's Tuesday morning. And we're north side of Newman. And the sun's just coming up behind us. And I still haven't had time to get out with the camera or even mount my GoPro up in the front here. So I'm getting just basic shots from this camera, this DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is suction cupped to the windscreen. And it's just been... I'm just focused on getting to Headland at this stage. We got a bit of rubber on the road. Someone's blowing a tyre. I got to cross over that white line to get around that debris. There we go. The Newman road train hookup area. Wow, that is incredible now. There used to be a little dust bowl with bloody potholes and all sorts of shit in there, and there never used to be enough room. Now it's beautiful, bitumized, lights everywhere. Wow, that is something else. That is like a 1000% improvement on what it used to be. It was just a shithole before. All right, well, this is basically the first spare moment I found in the last, it seems like forever. Here we are. We're in the Mac Titan, and I just pulled up on the side of the road between Port Hedland and... Actually, I'm near Carragini turnoff on the Great Northern Highway. I'm not going to make my unload this afternoon. I really pushed and it got down here and it got obvious that I wasn't going to get unloaded. I wasn't going to get there on time to get unloaded. So I pulled over and just let everything just take a break. So there's the office. It's where all the hard work gets done. And I'm not sure what year this truck is. It's not new. It's done a few miles. The company got hold of it. They bought it second hand and spent a bit of time on it, refurbishing and making it what it is now. So there's the view out the front window. It does have a really nice large bunk by comparison to my Volvo I've been driving. This bunk here is absolutely palatial. We've got a microwave up the top there, cupboards, more cupboards down below. We have a fridge, which is not my favourite appliance, that little fridge there. It works, it does its job. It's very hard to set the temperature on it. You're either freezing stuff or stuff's getting a few degrees too warm. It's just a manual adjust over here, and very hard to get right. And I think it does depend on the ambient temperature inside the cab as well, as to how well it works. It did have a TV mounted up here, which, listen, to be honest, I think mounting a TV is one of the... Oh, that's cracked. Honestly, I think mounting a TV in a truck is a waste of time. I never watch one. I have an iPad, if I have time to watch things, I'll watch it on the iPad. Alright, the storage up there. More storage. I've just got some paper in here just because these things have been rattling a little. Just a little bit annoying. If I was back at the yard, I'd get some foam or something just to go behind the doors to stop them rattling, but that paper's just temporary there. Of course, the microwave. Yep, back to that. Listen to that. Can you imagine trying to sleep with that? I mean, it's not even spinning properly. I'd say the brushes are buggered too. So, there we go. I mean, they're great if they're working. That's why I knew they were buggered, so that's why I brought that one along. So, yeah. I don't know. It's a Mac, you know? What do you expect? Nice to have the room back here to move around in. Definitely this bed is more comfortable than one in the camp I'm staying at in at Port Hedland. Bunk aircon, the controls are back behind here. Had issues when I first got up here, but that's all working good now. I'm not going to say I went through a full rebuild, but it was close to a full rebuild. Alternator belts, lift pump, electric fuel pump on it, a few other little bits and pieces, some seals, stuff like that. A little bit of gas. The gas wasn't really low, but yeah, they just topped the gas up. But it's working good now. It would, yeah, I won't go into details, but it had issues. Here's the big girl. So we've only got a triple on her at the moment, well, for this job. She's looking a little bit grotty. I had some rain on the last trip. It was clean. We did have it nice and clean. So we're running a triple on this trip. This truck used to pull a quad set of tankers out of Kalgoorlie running out to Grare, out the Great Central Road. And I may have actually put it in videos before because I've driven this thing out there. There's all the new sign writing, the new branding. Flies are pretty keen. It's very keen at the moment. I'm not sure what's happening with the weather out here at the moment. A whole band of cloud going through there. We're talking about a cyclone forming up north. I can tell you though, it's friggin' hot. These damn flies, mate. I was just going to get out and walk around the truck and do a bit of a check of things, but that wind is rocking the truck. Came through a big dust storm and then the rain followed it like it usually does out here. I don't know if you can see down there. They've got like a shade sail there and some trees at the gatehouse, and that shade sail is about to take off. Staying here until this is blowing itself out, and then I might get out and walk around. One good thing though, I picked up a whole heap of mud on the way in because there'd been rain on the gravel access track. There's gravel just like here, and my trailers are brown. They're not white anymore, they're brown. So this rain might actually wash some of that mud off on the left hand side. I don't know what it's going to do for the right hand side.
Hey guys, I think we'll leave it there. This is starting to get a bit long, so going to finish up. Basically, from here on in, I just went on site, unloaded the truck, and yeah, end of story. Got some good stuff coming up the next one. A bit of rain, a bit of flooding, and yeah, a lot of sitting around waiting. It's always good fun.